A couple days ago, I made a top 10 running backs in the NFL right now video, and I'm now going to do the same thing only for wide receivers. I say that wide receiver debates are the second most spirited debates on average, behind quarterback debates, of course, so this should be fun. Get ready to get upset about my list right after this. Before I begin, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of this video, Factor. Factor makes meeting your nutrition goals easier than ever by delivering fresh, never frozen, dietitian-approved meals right to your doorstep. Their team of gourmet chefs create each meal using only ingredients with integrity to help you feel your best all day long. Are you too busy with summer plans to cook but still want to make sure you're eating well? With Factor, you can skip the extra trip to the grocery store and the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too, while still getting the flavor and nutritional quality you need. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes, so all you have to do is heat and enjoy, then get back outside and soak up the warm weather. If you're looking for calorie-conscious options this summer, try Factor's delicious, dietitian-approved Calorie Smart meals with around or less than 550 calories per serving. This sponsorship is not just lip service. Factor has my complete and total endorsement because I use it as well. Factor helps cut down on my grocery trips and cooking, so there's more time for me to make these videos that all of you enjoy so much. Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code BARRY50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. Once again, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use BARRY50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. Thanks again to Factor for sponsoring this video. Just like with my running backs video, I have my honorable mentions of guys who just missed the cut. I also added a new category of guys who I think are flying under the radar and have the chance to be really, really good. And then the final dishonorable mentions category. There is a lot of receiving talent in the NFL right now, so if your favorite receiver or somebody from your favorite team didn't make the cut, that's too bad. You're just going to sit there and take it like a man. Number 10, Mike Evans, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A big part of greatness is consistency, and consistency is Mike Evans' middle name. He's played 9 seasons in the league, and in all 9 years, he had at least 65 catches and 1,000 yards, 6 times going over 8 or more touchdowns. 2022 was not his best season, and a little bit inflated by his final week of the season versus Carolina when he exploded for 200 yards and 3 scores, but that game also showed that he still has the ability to be a top-level receiver. Perhaps most impressive about Evans is that he made Tom Brady look like a competent deep ball thrower at times. Regardless of what horse shit the Buccaneers trot out at quarterback this year, you know that Evans will produce. Number 9, Terry McLaurin. Washington, who knows? McLaurin is one of those guys who both benefits and suffers from a lot of terrible quarterbacks throwing him the ball. The benefit of that is that he doesn't have to put up the best stats to be considered an elite receiver or to make lists like this, but obviously the other side of the equation is that if he had a better quarterback, it's obvious that he would put up amazing numbers. He's gone over 1,000 yards in each of the last 3 seasons and finally made a Pro Bowl last year. I suppose the best stat that indicates Terry McLaurin's greatness is that since entering the league, Washington's quarterbacks on passes thrown in his direction have generated a 101.2 passer rating. Now, I know passer rating isn't a perfect stat, but that would be 4th all time. So essentially, shitty quarterbacks have turned into Hall of Fame quarterbacks when throwing in Terry McLaurin's direction. That says it all. Number 8, CeeDee Lamb, Dallas Cowboys. Lamb was a first-round pick in 2020 and has gotten better each and every season of his career thus far. Last year, he was named second-team All-Pro after recording over 1,300 yards receiving and 107 catches with 9 scores. He was also the only skill position player for the Cowboys to show up in their divisional round loss to the 49ers, during which he had 10 catches for 117 yards. Sadly, because Lamb plays for the Cowboys, I doubt he'll ever reach a conference championship game. Well, actually, as an Eagles fan, I'm not sad, but I can still recognize talent and greatness when I see it, and Lamb is a great player. I don't think he's as good as Michael Irvin or even Dez Bryant at their peaks, but he has justified the Cowboys giving him the number 88. Number 7, A.J. Brown, Philadelphia Eagles. Brown, also known as Swole Batman, had nearly 1,500 yards and 11 touchdown catches in his first season in Philadelphia last year. Thanks a lot, Tennessee. And also had a long touchdown catch in the Super Bowl. It's pretty obvious that the addition of Brown helped Jalen Hurts tremendously. Brown's a very physical player, and there's really no one defensive coverage that he can't get his against. As an Eagles fan, let's just say that I am tickled pink about our receiving core and Jalen Hurts. Brown is the quote-unquote old man of the group, and he's only 26. With the improvement of Devonta Smith and Hurts, contrary to what a lot of the haters are saying, the Eagles should be here to stay for a long time. But again, I seriously do want to thank Tennessee for giving us A.J. Brown for really nothing. Howie Roseman, you son of a bitch, you did it again. Number 6, Stefan Diggs, Buffalo Bills. All Diggs has done since going to Buffalo 3 years ago is produce. He's made 3 straight Pro Bowls, and last year had nearly 1,500 yards and 11 touchdowns, making second-team All-Pro and a Pro Bowl. There's really nothing that he doesn't do well from the receiver position, and the fact that he's 6th on this list really speaks to just how good the talent is at the position currently. I guess the one issue with Diggs is that sometimes he can get a little bit moody and be a bit of a drama queen, but really who gives a shit as long as you're producing like he does. I don't think it's a coincidence that Josh Allen's ascension from bust to average to superstar happened the same year Diggs got traded to Buffalo. I could certainly understand somebody putting him in the top 3 or 4. But again, this is my video and my list, so all you table-destroying motherfuckers in Buffalo just have to sit there and take it, okay? Number 5, Jamar Chase. Chase's stats weren't as great in 2022 as they were in his stellar rookie season. Part of that had to do with injury, as he missed 4 games. He still managed to get over 1,000 yards and 9 touchdown catches in 12 games, and then added 2 more touchdown catches in the postseason. Much like an A.J. Brown, Chase is able to play any style. He's got speed and quickness, he's got great hands, and he's also very, very physical, so you can move him around a lot. Joe Burrow has cemented himself as one of the best quarterbacks in the league over the last 2 years, and there's absolutely zero doubt that Jamar Chase has a gigantic role in that. In his first 2 seasons, when Burrow has targeted Chase, he has a 112.4 passer rating. Just for reference, Patrick Mahomes, the all-time leader, has a career 105.7 passer rating. So yeah, if you throw the ball near Jamar Chase, you're probably going to have a good time. Number 4, Cooper Kupp. Is this ranking a little too generous for Kupp after he appeared in just 9 games last season? Maybe, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he probably had the single greatest season ever by a receiver in 2021 when he had nearly 2,000 yards, 16 touchdown catches, and then 1 Super Bowl MVP and a ring. But that's 2021, not 2022. Even last year before injury, he was on pace for 142 catches, 1,500 yards, and 11 scores. The Rams' offense might have been a mess, but Kupp could still play. Now that Stafford and Kupp are both healthy again, I think that a return to his 2021 production, or somewhere close to it, isn't out of the question. Also, what a fucking hard worker. I mean, goodness gracious, he's just so humble, so gritty. Oh god, I just ruined my underwear. Please excuse me. Number 3, Justin Jefferson, Minnesota Vikings. Yes, Vikings fans, I know, one of the very few things that you have to lean on is Justin Jefferson and his place in the receiver hierarchy because you've never won shit, but still, I don't think top 3 receiver in the league is that bad. My biggest issue with Triple J, his middle name is Joshua, is that he only had 8 touchdown catches last year. And to me, when you're talking about the best receiver in the league, you got to have the catches, which he did. He led the league in receptions, he led the league in yards, but you also got to have the touchdowns. And for me, I didn't see enough touchdowns from Justin Jefferson. The 2 guys ahead of him were better in that category with similar catch and yard production. I basically spent this entire segment explaining why he's not ranked higher, because there's really no reason to explain why he's ranked this high in the first place, because he's a great player and he's off to a Hall of Fame caliber start to his career, and he also already has one of the best catches in NFL history on that 4th and 18 catch against Buffalo. Still needs to prove he can play in the playoffs though. Number 2, Father of the Year, Tyreek Hill, Miami Dolphins. Okay, so I might have lied about Tyreek Hill having more touchdowns than Justin Jefferson, but I still stand by my selection because no receiver in the NFL terrifies defenses more with his speed than Tyreek Hill. If there's any comparison for Steph Curry on the court for the NFL, it's Tyreek. Like Steph, not only does he produce incredible individual numbers, but his speed, or the threat of his speed, opens up everything for his teammates the way that Steph's three-point shooting opens up the floor for his teammates. No, you will not get me to say Steph's gravity, not even if there's a fire. Simply put, if I had my choice between Jefferson and Hill, I would go with Hill. It's close though. Jefferson is younger and isn't a horrible person, but the NFL is about winning games, goddammit, and Tyreek Hill's track record on the field, including an incredible postseason career, gives him the slight edge over Justin Jefferson for now. And number 1, Devonte Adams, Las Vegas Raiders. This was actually a pretty easy decision for me. Devonte has everything. He has catches, he's got yards, but more than anything else, the guy just catches touchdowns, which at the end of the day is the most impressive and important stat for a receiver to me. He's been first-team All-Pro 3 straight years, deservedly, and in 6 of the last 7 seasons, he's had at least double-digit touchdown catch. It might not seem like it, but Devonte Adams is already top 15 all-time in receiving touchdowns, and he's only 30 years old. There's no reason to think that he won't have a couple more great seasons under his belt, and by the time he's done playing, he should finish with well over 100 touchdown catches. There's a very good chance, if he stays healthy, that he could finish top 4 all-time in receiving touchdowns, and to be quite honest with you, there's an outside chance that he could finish second all-time if he has another good 4 or 5 years behind Jerry Rice. So not only is Devonte Adams just great right now, he is historically great, and more people need to start talking about it. And so much for everybody who might have said he was only a product of Aaron Rodgers. Being a first-team All-Pro receiver with Derek Carr as your quarterback isn't easy to do.